Hi, so I wrote a poem about getting your heart broken, and I decided I wanted to share it because maybe other people that are going through a tough time, it'll help them. So it's titled Chapter 1, and yeah. I fell in love with the feeling of drowning. Not like really drowning, but drowning underneath someone's weight. That intimate moment you share with each other where for 1 second, sometimes longer, you're completely theirs. They have the power to allow you to breathe or to completely break you. I fell in love with the feeling of his hands gracing against my skin, like silk, but eventually turned to razors, leaving little scars all across my body. I fell in love with the way he looked at me, like I was some prize he had won, only to find I would eventually lose my sparkle in his eyes, and he would throw me to the side like I was trash. The amount of times I thought about writing to you, only to get a paper cut on my own words. The amount of times I thought about running to you and collapsing into your arms knowing you wouldn't catch me. The amount of times I thought about picking up to call you, only to hear your voice knowing you wouldn't answer when you saw my number. The amount of times I thought about looking at you as we passed each other in the halls, knowing I had to fight the urge and look forward. The amount of times I thought about you while he was laying with me. And of course, the amount of times I thought about us. Us. There isn't an us. There will never be another us. When you lay with her, remember I laid in her spot not too long ago. Remember when her lips graced yours, mine were just there not too long ago. Remember when you see me in the halls, you don't deserve the privilege of looking at me with your demon eyes. I want you to remember what it was like to be with me. Not just sexually, but really be with me. Remember how my eyes light up when I get persuasive about something that matters to me. Remember how happy I once made you. Remember every time I said I love you, I truly meant it, unlike you. Remember every lie you ever told me, and I was so quick to believe you because I stupidly trusted you with everything I had. Remember every time I laid in your arms crying because I missed my sister, and I was afraid to lose you like I did her. And of course, remember every time you responded with, I will never leave you. And please, remember you lost the girl that would have loved you into her grave. You lost the girl that allowed you to cut up her soul because yours was a little low. You lost the girl that loved you even when you didn't know how to love yourself yet. You lost the girl that waited 9 months just to be with you. You lost the girl that pushed her own happiness and well-being aside to please you. You lost the girl that gave up a part of herself because you didn't want to wait until she was ready. You lost the girl who wasn't afraid to speak her mind to change something. You lost the girl you swore you couldn't live without. And of course, you lost the girl that you were always afraid someone would see how truly amazing I am and would fall for me. And you're right. Like you used to say, you're always right. Someone will fall in love with the way my eyes light up, the way I lose myself and dance, the huge, weird, teethy smile where my lip curls underneath when I feel uncomfortable and awkward, the way I would gladly give up my life to save someone else's. And of course, they will see how much I have to offer and will love me truly like you couldn't. But unlike you, they won't break my heart like I was a wine glass half empty and you had had too much to drink, allowing the glass to smash, but too drunk to clean it up, so you left me there. And don't get me wrong, what we had was great, but great things only last so long. Like a hot cup of coffee, that sooner or later turns cold. Sadly, we turned cold like ice, freezing me in place, and now I'm stuck in my place, locked in the memories. And as they say, it isn't the goodbye that kills, but the flashbacks afterwards. And although other hands have graced my skin, none feels like yours. And I can't begin to explain how empty I felt after you left. It feels like I was floating on top of the ocean with my ears underwater, so all I could hear were mumbles, and my body numb from how long I'd been floating, afraid to move and cause the sharks beneath to take another bite. Just like you. They'll rip me to pieces and take what they want and let the rest of me sink. But at least when sharks kill, they tend to do it quickly. Unlike us, we take bites with our kisses and rip off pieces with the terrible words we use, each of us trying to hurt the other a little more, but we swear. We want to be friends and we want this to be mutual. You can't be friends with the person that shot you and ripped you apart. You can't be friends with the person who engraved their lips into your soul. You can't be friends with the person you spent hours laying together. You can't be friends with the person who dropped you like you were nothing. And of course, you can't be friends with the person who enlightened the flame in you and then tried to put it out. Someone always gets hurt a little more than the other, but in the end, they end up happier. But how can I move on when I still have images of you haunting me at night? My body covered in scars everywhere you ever dared to touch, and my heart like a broken mirror showing me a reflection I never wanted to see. His hands don't feel like yours against my skin. They don't bring goosebumps to the surface and chills down my spine or cause my stomach to curl. And maybe I just used him to check if I was still human, but that doesn't change how I still love you. Because how are you supposed to move on when you don't want to let go? Because how are you supposed to give up when you don't want to stop trying? Because how is anyone else's skin supposed to make me forget the feeling of yours? Because how is my heart supposed to start healing when you keep shooting bullets? And because how am I supposed to stop loving you when you mean everything to me? For today, I am weak, but tomorrow I will be a little stronger. Because every second I'm away from you, it kills while it heals a little. And I know what we had is over, and I know there's no point of chasing someone who keeps running. There's no point of waiting for someone who isn't coming back. There's no point of inflicting pain on yourself when you could be working on healing. There's no point of loving you when you don't love me back. And if she makes you happy, then be happy. If being with her instead of me is what you want, then be happy. If you find comfort in her arms, then be happy. If she's what you want, then I will let you go. So be happy. But don't you dare ever try to mess with my happiness. If he makes me happy, allow me to be happy. If being with him instead of you makes me happy, then allow me to be happy. If I find comfort in his arms, allow me to be happy. If he's what I want, then let me go and allow me to be happy. Don't attempt to come back when you see all the cuts on my body you left have finally disappeared. Understand, they're still here. Just turn to beautiful silver little lines spelling out your name, and I'm not about to allow you to reopen healed wounds. You are my past, you left, you don't get to decide to come back and join my present and future. Isn't that the sad irony of this? When you love someone, you allow them to be happy even if it doesn't make you happy. Isn't that the sad irony of this? After everything, I still allow you to hand me the knife and cut where you drew the dotted lines. Isn't that the sad irony? Love is the most messed up and strongest drug you could ever take, and believe me, I've tasted a lot of different kinds, and none kill as many people as love. It finds its way into your bloodstream and tears you apart from the inside out. Love is the strongest alcohol. I can promise you'll get drunk off love a lot faster than you will a tall bottle of 60% vodka, and I can promise you the look in your lover's eyes will haunt you a lot longer than the look of disappointment in your mother's. Because as humans, we open ourselves up to get hurt, then break down when the knife breaks our skin. As humans, we need to be touched, we need to feel love, we need to have someone that's only ours. As humans, we use each other till we break, whether that means climbing into a different woman's bed every night, then you leaving before she has time to get attached because you got what you wanted, or pretending to love someone because you're afraid to be alone. Who hurt you that bad that you have to use women? Who hurt you that bad that caused you to be so afraid of being alone? Who hurt you that bad that caused you to think you could do what you did to me? When you walk past me, you don't have the right to look at me anymore. When you see I have deleted you from all options of communication, don't get mad. When you notice I no longer look at you when we pass each other in the halls, I hope it hurts. When you notice I removed all the pictures of us from Facebook, understand you wanted this. We were chapters in each other's books, but I've chosen to throw that one out and start a new one. You wanted this. I really hope you don't regret it, because there's no coming back. I shot down the bridge, and you don't know how to swim. Thank you.